on a YouTube live, but we just got done feeding the horses and we're letting them all out. So here's Jessa, Misty, Yada, Kramer, Ace, Cherokee, Mikey the Mustang. He is our oldest horse. He had about 37 years old. And here comes Boone. And our newest horse, Teddy, is right there. There's Teddy. There's Will. Here's Nellie. Bye, Yada. Hey, Yada, you leave Teddy alone. Okay, so all of our horses are out in a big herd together, right? So you may just see some of them push some of the other ones in. Can we leave Welly in, or we'll just leave him in tomorrow for the flies? Yada's gonna get out of the way of Sherman. I don't know if you just saw Sherman put his ears back at Yada. No, just go that way, Sherman. Go that way. Go on. Hi, buddy. Go on. Go that way. No. Just treated Welly's eye. It looks very sore. We just treated it.
It's not flies. He got scratched.
He was great for me to put this spray in.
Gotta get out of there.
I'll go get him. Go on, guys. So the horses are only in the morning and at night to eat, unless it's super hot. Look at Nellie. Look at all these little bite marks on her. So she's having some hormonal issues, and she's raising her tail. And Welly just doesn't want anything to do with it. All right, so Cherokee just came up behind him and they felt his presence, so they're moving on. Yada says, I'm gonna check to make sure nobody left any feed behind. But it was actually pretty peaceful earlier, so that's why I wanted to hop on, but sorry about that, friends. But now it's time to let everybody out. Are you looking for your mom? Go find your mom. Where is she? Where's your mama? So during the day, we've got, there's 3 hay feeders under here. So they can, what you got in your face? They can stand underneath there and get out of the sun, the rain. Boone, no, I don't want you to come in here. Just stay out. Nobody. If it's icy or sleet, go on, you gotta stay out. But they really love their stalls, so everybody tries to come back in. So we've got hay feeders out there, and then a couple buckets of loose mineral there. Hi guys. Can I look at my chat? I can, I can see it. I don't know, I've done live on YouTube. I've never done live on YouTube, I'm sorry, on our Facebook page, but I've never done live on YouTube. Is this something you guys would be interested in seeing? Hearing the horses' stories and seeing our routine with feeding them? Because sometimes I take all of this stuff for granted. This is Cherokee. He is a spotted saddle horse. He is 16.3 hands high. And for those of you that don't know, a hand is 4 inches. He's currently being treated for EPM, which is a protozoa. Some of the effects are muscle wasting and like migraine type symptoms, neurologic proprioception of the feet, like the placement of their feet. So it's nasty stuff. The protozoa gets in the brain and then also along the spine, because all disease, even in humans, disease does live in the spine. So we'll do a couple raindrop treatments with him. Plus, he's on other meds as well. Sad enough, but you can see this hoop barn blew down. It was a very sad day, but nobody got hurt. We had a bad storm. This is Ace. And he is a Tennessee walking horse. He was adopted out twice. So he came in when he was rescued. He was abandoned. Hi guys. What's better, pizza dough or dildo? That's not very nice, friend. This is like a clean channel, so I really don't appreciate that. You can kind of just go spam somewhere else. But if we're talking pizza, I like dill pizza. So that's nasty and you are annoying, friend. Actually, I don't want to be friends with you. You're in timeout. Go away. All right. Quit being such a jerk. Don't you have anything else to do, kid? So here comes Jessa, Kramer, and you can see he does have navicular, but just as Jessa. And this is Daisy. And Jessa treats Daisy like her baby. She protects her. Oh, Boone rolled. I missed it. So she's very protective. So I feel that in her past life, before she came here, that Jessa probably either lost a baby or they weaned a baby too early from her, or she just never got over being separated. But the horses can come out here. They get a little break from the heat when it's too hot, from the sun, from the rain. At night, this side of the property is just kind of like a big dry lot because we have 16 horses on a small piece of property. And then at night we usually open up the gate where the grass pasture fields are and they can kind of go all over. We do Western, yes. I ride trail, Western, and we do have a few English that we ride, but mostly Western. So Yada, this handsome boy standing right there, we rescued his mom. She had been through auction and we bought her through auction. We bid against the kill buyers. Actually, she was going to be shipped off to Mexico, sad enough. So they, slaughter is illegal in the States, but they ship them to Mexico. Sometimes they do slaughter there. A lot of times they will put them on barges, and it's just horrible. The trip is horrible. And then they'll go to Europe and get slaughtered. This is Boone. You'll have to check out his video of his original rescue. He was boarded up. Hi. And in a stall, and the sheriff had to break him out. But I think that's under, if you're familiar with our channel, it's under original rescue stories. But anyways, back to Yada. We rescued his mom, and we took her to the vet because it was suspected, he's calling for her. It was suspected that she was in foal. She was so sick, the vet would not let us unload her off the trailer. And he said if she did make it, that if she was in foal, that the foal definitely wouldn't make it. So we named him Yada. You're stuck there, buddy. After the suggestion of one of our followers, who turned out to be also a friend. But this is another subject, but see all this is not lacing. This is from scarring, fungus, rot, from when he was abused, when he was rescued. But we treated Sugar, back to the story, right? We treated Sugar and used some, Boone, we used some of the vet's treatments, didn't really see any response, so we used a bunch of oils, raindrop treatment, and she pulled through. It was a lot of cleaning and scrubbing and scouring and quarantine, so none of the other horses got sick, but he did make it, and he is the only horse that was born here. I've owned horses since I was a kid. He's the only foal I've ever had. So he will stay here. I did start riding him, but he has been with us for a while. He's, I believe, 7 now. And he's coming along very nicely. We let him mature because he's a little bit smaller. And now the only one left in here is Mike. And he's a 37-year-old BLM branded Mustang. And he never really gains much weight from what he looks like now. Sometimes he does lose weight. His brand is so old I can't read it, but according to the vet and our farrier and dental, he's at least 37. So he does have front teeth, just does not have any back teeth. Are they running races? I do have a standard bred, and I can go over here to answer John if he's still on. So this is Ted, or Teddy, Teddy Bear, Tedro. I have all the names. And he was a Amish buggy horse. So before people say bad things about the Amish, this family actually did care about him, which is why they reached out to us. We did not buy him at an auction. He was a direct surrender or donation from the owner. You can see the white on him that was, from where his harness was, and then of course on his face. He is 22 and he's a standard bred, which is pretty incredible. His feet, his joints look pretty good. We did pull his shoes off because everybody is barefoot here. But just from the years of pounding the pavement, their joints, get arthritic and calcifications and stuff. I mean, he looks pretty good. So he's only had 2 trims. So we'll get his feet back in shape. But here's his, it's all right, Ted. Here's his XY5 3, I believe, unless that's an 8. Yeah, that's an 8. I believe that's a Y. Oh, I can see it better if I back up. Duh. Hi, Ted. Do you want to say hi? So I was totally amazed. We had a kids camp. What? Oh my goodness, this is scary. And the kids would never been around horses, right? Some of these kids. And they would just come running up, really high energy, high voices, and calling his name, hugging him, and he just loved it. So I contacted the owner's nephew, and I said, hey, did your aunt have a lot of grandkids and things, and he said, no, not at all. He said she never got married, never had kids. There's Mike. But she did spend time with him out in the pasture and stuff. So that was pretty cool. This is Misty, and she'll stay in. She's pretty much confined to stall and barn. When all the other horses go out, we do let her out. She is metabolic, so kind of the equivalent to diabetes in humans. You can see her nibble net here. So we soak her hay for, I think my husband soaks it for like 20 minutes to get all the excess sugars off, and then she eats it out of the nibble net. But she cannot be on any grass. Even some of the hay that we get can be too rich for her. So I can hear Yada out there crying for his mom. For those of you that are new to our channel, oh, she's way over there. See, way over on the other side of the pond by those trees? That's where his mom is. And he's over on the other side of the barn. So we'll walk out here. But for those of you that are new to our channel, we're doing everything debt-free here. We've got some donations, but we built this addition onto the barn, this stall barn. I say we. I have not done all the work. My husband's done most of the work, and his brother. But we did build this addition on, and then our main barn will be enclosed once the lofts are tore out, so we can use that for therapeutic horsemanship lessons when the weather is not great. So there's Yada standing over here with Uncle Cherokee. He's just got to figure out how to walk all the way behind the barn. What are you doing, honey? Like, da-da-da, you built the barn? Old Farts Farm? We're still not done. Obviously, the office tack room, all that needs to be done. I need to finish staining, but my goodness, we've come a long way. We're still building fences. There's Teddy back there. We're trying to fix the gutter because when it rained, it flooded the barn several times. Okay, there's Sugar. We'll see if she must be beckoning to Yada's call. I see her walking around the other side of the pond. Are you guys still on there? I'm just talking. I could probably talk about our horses all night. Hopefully I'm not boring you. Yeah, so none of these horses, oh, there's Yada. Do you want to go see your mom? Of course, Cherokee has to. I got to open the gate, friend. So if you notice Cherokee, his back end, when I talked about the proprioception, not being able to feel, I think this was the live that I talked about it on, but he's being treated for EPM. So, hey, buddy, coming through. Hey, watch out. Let me through. All right. Hi, guys. Oh, and he found his mom. You found your mommy. Are you happy? I was impressed with him the other night. I was riding him, and she was crying and whinnying for him. And he listened pretty good. He's the first horse I've ever gentled by myself. But we have worked with him since he was born from day one. All right, are all you guys on here horse people? Or you just love horses? Or big scary monster? He doesn't care. So we used to live in Jamestown, Tennessee, and Cherokee was a trail horse. Sugar was a trail horse. Willie was a trail horse. And we've lost a few horses just due to old age. Teddy, do you want out? That were trail horses there as well. But now with our therapeutic, like connected horsemanship stuff that we do, we don't get away much. So Teddy went into his stall. He can come and go as he pleases. Some of the other horses still pick on him since he is the newest one, so I guess I can see him, but you guys can't see him. So but yeah, we are working on the arena out here, working on all the things. So thanks for joining the live. Do you have any questions for me or what we do here? Our little fixer-upper property here that we're trying to help humanity and touch people's lives with the horses. If you have any questions, just leave them in the chat and I will, if I can't see, I don't see very many now, so but that's okay. All right, friends, old and new. Thank you for joining us. I'm just gonna, you can stay on or leave or whatever. I'm just gonna walk out here and see what everybody's doing. There's a couple horses in there. So we'll leave this side of the barn open as well. I think there's 3 of them in there. And then Cherokee over here to the left. Sherman, Red Lady, Boone, and Wellington under the trees. I'm sorry if this is never super great here. It's either cold, muddy, or such high humidity that you have to wring your clothes out when you take them off. Hi guys. So we've got Kramer and Ace. Are you coming to say hi? Thank you, Ace. You're so handsome. Hi, friend. You're such a good horse. You're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Hi. What are you doing? They can't see you when you're that close. He's a walking horse. Those 2 are, well, Kramer's an old medicine hat. He has lordosis of the spine, also known as swayback. I don't think he was ever ridden, but we're trying to get him to gain a little bit of weight, but not too much because it's so hard on his back. So when they can't or don't know how to engage their stomach muscles right, and he does have a pretty long back. I don't know a lot of his story, but anyways, when they don't engage the stomach muscles, that can happen. But since he hadn't ever really been ridden, I'm not sure the background on why he was that bad. And there's Nellie. She's a quarter horse as well. And I'm just gonna rest my phone on Ace's bum here. And over there is Jessa and Daisy. If you remember, I said that, sorry, he moved, that Jessa thought Daisy was her baby, so they stick pretty close. And then who's on the other side? Mike's on the other side of there. All right, I just wanted to check and make sure everybody was good and had found a hay feeder to eat at. But you can see the nibble nut here. This is just a Hay Chicks nibble nut. And we built these big feeders. We can put round bales, square bales, small squares, or the slabs of the big squares in here. It works really well. We either drive the trailer out here and fill these up, or we can hook onto it and take each individual feeder up to the hay, fill it up, and then drag them back out here. So that works pretty good. Can't take credit for it, definitely not my idea. Nice horse. Which one did you like, John? Ace? He's very photogenic. So he is gaited, but he paces or he trots, which is fine with me. But he's just a really kind horse. Like I said, he's come back to us twice. The first time he was adopted, his rider or adoptive person loved him, but she had back problems. And he's not a smooth ride. He has a really big overstride. So his steps are really big when he takes a stride or a step. So there's a lot of movement in the saddle. And she rode him all over Big South Fork in Tennessee. Also East Fork Stables, all their trails. For about a year and a half. And then her back, she started having problems with her back. Not due to him, but just in general. So it was no fault of his own. So he came back, and then he was adopted back out with the old Mustang, the one that we call Mike. And when we adopt horses out, people are required to send us pictures and give us updates. In the beginning, it's every month. We check out the property, check their fencing. We do not allow barbed wire fencing unless it's thousands of acres, and just depending on what other animals they are all kept in there with. So we do require pictures of shelter and fencing and farrier, vet references, all the things. That being said, they had him for probably a year and a half, and during COVID they stopped responding. So by that time we had moved back to Ohio because that's where my family's at and that's where I'm from. My parents are still alive and my family members, and while I love Tennessee, I moved back. And they stopped responding, and we were, like 7.5 hours away. So we closed down our business one day during COVID. Who cared, right? We didn't have any business anyways. And we drove down to Tennessee just to check on them. What we saw was appalling. There is a picture, I think, of Mike when we first brought him back from that trip. And then Ace, he didn't look bad, but Ace is probably on the verge of being metabolic or insulin resistant because it doesn't take much to keep him plump. He was in a different paddock than Mike was, and Mike was with two younger horses who were picking on him and apparently just didn't let him eat. And then with his problems with his teeth and stuff, he was so skinny. He was so skinny. So we came home and worked, I guess, our next couple shifts, and then loaded up our trailer and drove down to Tennessee and seized him back. And the people just didn't understand why we took them, because they were like, well, he's just an old horse. But he was dehydrated. We brought him in, had his teeth done, had his feet done, and rested him in the area there where we took him. We had some friends that let us use their barn. And then we were there for a day, I think, 2 days maybe, and then brought him back the trip to Ohio. We were a little concerned about the long ride, but he did just fine. So Ace came back with him. So that was the second time he was adopted, because he was with Mike. If we remove one animal, we remove all of the animals that they have contracts with us. So that's his story. I do use him a little bit in some of our horsemanship lessons, and I do ride him a little bit. So, yeah, he was in a field with, oh my gosh, probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 horses, and Ace's family was going through a divorce. So he wasn't, hi Lily. He wasn't emaciated, but he was thin, and some of the other horses were pretty thin, and they were all really aggressive because they were all so hungry. And he's got this beautiful long tail and his mane. Hi, Nels. Hi, Gertie. What you doing? It was, oh, you're gonna push her away? Are you jealous? You weren't even paying attention to me, and now you're jealous? Really? It was just like a big bat of burrs. And my husband said, just cut it off. And I was like, no way am I cutting that off. So I actually took coconut oil and just kept applying it and kind of starting at the bottom and pulling it apart. And I don't know, it probably took 4 days. And he was really good about it because, of course, he was hungry. So we just put a hay bag in front of him and he would just stand there and let me work on it for him. But that's his story. Thank you for the comment, and I can't see what your name is because I can see some of them, but I have my contacts in. And I don't read as well with those. So there's Will. We're still live on YouTube. Here's Yada. Him's handsome. When Yada was born, we had an old fart horse guy. Yada and Ace love to play, so let's see what happens here. Oh, he's just gonna bump into him like, hey, bro, cha-cha. But they looked at Yada and they said, oh, he's gonna turn black. And, you know, some horses do grow in darker, but he was so light. This is his mom right here. But he didn't, so we call him Champagne. And then this is Willie. He is gaining some weight back. I did another video earlier tonight and explained his situation as well. And he suffered a severe case of choke when we were in Tennessee, and they almost did not get it clear. And he was good for, oh gosh, several years. And then all of a sudden it just started happening again. He does get soaked hay cubes and soaked Tribute Calm and Easy. Essential K soaked as well. But we had to, you know, take him to the vet. He's choked 3 times within the last 2 months, maybe. So his esophagus is just really irritated, and I'm sure there's some scar tissue. So let's look at this little trick that Sugar just did. We'll just stand here and watch, because if she thinks I'm watching her, she might think she's going to get in trouble. But watch, see how she lifts up that hay net. Pretty smart old girl, aren't ya? She is in her late teens. Willie is in his early to mid 20s. And Yada is under 10. I think he's 7 or 8.
When Yada was born, I could pick him up.
Yeah, we have some pictures of Will holding Yada. Maybe I'll do a little collage or something of Yada so you guys can see that. There she goes again. She says, work smarter, not harder. So Nellie's going to come over here. And these guys are not going to take nicely to her wanting to be in their group. So we've got Mike standing down there. We got a hay feeder way down there. 2 hay feeders that nobody at all is eating. All right, let's watch this body language. So you see Sugar's ears back. Nellie's saying, help me, I'm your baby. Nellie was at another therapeutic riding facility. In fact, we have a...
Her ears with her black.
Yeah, she's got her little black-tipped ears.
The whole outline.
Yeah. Oh, the outside too. She was a bottle baby and a twin. Yeah, she was a twin, and then unfortunately, so there was a little filly and a little colt. So she has a brother somewhere. And hi baby. And her mom died. So she got bought by another therapeutic riding facility, and she did not work out for their program. See all these black spots? It's from all her little bite marks. I treat them with some magic paste, but she did not work out for their program. So she came here, and she's a different horse, but I think a lot of the horses are kind of that way here because they can just be all out and be horses. You know, a lot of people that show and different things, they keep their horses in, keep them blanketed, you know, protect them. Don't want them to get dirty or muddy. It's all right, Kramer. So Sugar just kind of pushed Kramer out of the way. So that's one thing when you're out with all the horses like this, you have to really watch for their body language, because the horses are not mean to me or anybody that comes to visit. But if a horse is pushing another horse around, you could be in the way, and they could spin and knock you over. I just got hit in the head or the face, I don't know, a week or so ago, because one of our big guys was trying to get away from Cherokee, and he lifted his head to go around me, and as he pulled his head up, it knocked right into my nose. Those bats. Eat all them bugs, bats. I used to be freaked out by bats, but now I'm rather appreciative of what they do. So it's starting to rain. Yeah, it's been pretty dry. So here comes Nellie, round 3. They gonna let you eat with them, Nellie? How about you go down by Mike? Oh, she's gonna push them out.
She'll push her. Go down here, Mikey. If we go down there, she will. She wants to be with you.
She just wants to be with me? All right, let's walk down here, Nels. Come on, Green. Come on. Come on, baby girl. Nellie. Come on, Nels. Come on. That's a good girl. Come on with me. Come on. Come down here. Nellie. Nellie. Come on. Hey. Come down here. Come on. Kramer's coming. Oh, Nellie. Come on. Why are you being stubborn? She says, I want that feeder. Oh, come on, Kramer. I'm going to walk down here. Maybe she'll follow. There's Daisy and Jess.
Jess is sometimes not too understanding. That's why she is hesitating.
Here they come. Look, you got to feed her all to yourself. And she gets along with Mike, so that'll work. Or not. Really? That wasn't very nice. Yeah, and he abuses her. Look at her back. He bites her. The bite marks aren't that big, but I just kind of slathered it with that stuff. So they're pretty good at picking stuff out of the nibble nets. All right. Kramer gets, who all gets extra feed? Kramer, Mike, Cherokee, Boone, Welly, Willie. Willie and Welly. Mike, you can come over here. So this is the back of the barn, where we showed you the addition on the front. We've had some problems. Will's just devised a rain gutter system for this hoop barn.
Anybody looking for a hay mat?
Yeah.
Go with hay chick.
Yeah, well, we
How
can
old
get,
are they?
I don't know how, but we can get them a discount code for hay chicks. So we're a nonprofit 501c rescue. There's some kicking and bucking going on out there. Who is that? Ace in Wellington.
These nuts are like 6 years, 5
Yeah.
years. Have yet to get any kind of a rip or tear out of them.
Right. Come down here, Wellington. Yeah, and we've had some other ones that already have holes in them.
Right.
It's all right, Kramer, you can stay. Well, no, you leave him alone. Leave him alone. Nellie, he's not good for you. He's a bad boy.
He doesn't want to be here with me.
Hey,
He just misunderstood.
Nellie definitely has some hormonal issues going on. All right, you ready to go in? I'll show your rain gutter solution here.
Well, it's in progress,
Oh, all right.
but yeah.
So the rain was coming off of this huge tarp canvas and all pouring in between the two buildings and making a mess. So we had these buildings donated. It took us a whole summer to take them down. And then another summer, last summer, we put them back up. And this one was pretty much all fastened down, and that one was fastened down as well. But we did not have the ratchets on it. We just had everything tied down, and we got one of those really weird windstorms that had like circular wind. And the one side started kind of flapping in the wind a little bit, and the metal pole, so you can see, well, I guess you can't, but there's a metal pole that's in here. So we had this tied down to here, and it just, it wore the strings that we had it tied to from it flipping and flopping. And long story short, like 2 o'clock in the morning, Will let me know. He said, you need to start praying. So nobody got hurt, but it was like a big sheet in the wind flopping. The canvas that was on there flopping up in the trees. So we are trying to raise some money for another canvas. But that's that. It was supposed to be for hay storage and for the chickens and for all the equipment. So for now, we're giving chickens away. And hay storage is in one of our garages. And the chickens are in part of the barn that I need to turn into the arena. All right, I'm gonna call it a night. I don't even know how to end this live because I've never done live on YouTube before. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if you think I'm boring. Let me know if you want me to address certain subjects, whether it's I'm equine specialist in mental health and learning and certified therapeutic riding instructor in training with Path International. I am a certified equine coach. Hi. You can't lick my phone. I am an equine sports massage therapist. I'm certified in that and raindrop as well. I do thermal imaging for horses. I do muscle unwinding. I do Equi-Taping or K-taping for horses. So if you have any questions about any of that stuff, let me know and I will address it. Thank you again. Have a beautiful night and shalom. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. I'll try to do this again. Maybe I'll announce it or something. I need to do better with the YouTube, but honestly, it seems like this was pretty easy, way easier than uploading videos. So, I mean, you guys just kind of saw around the whole property. We don't have anything to hide, so we don't have to edit it other than my ramblings. And I guess you can just turn my volume down or mute me. Good night.